Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great opportunity talking to you on various topics of interest. I'm sure that you are benefited by the various kind of ideas and anecdotes I'm sharing with you. So, continuing our discussion further, I have been sharing my life story, what I learned from the various stages of my upbringing, and then trying to connect with the subject of pragmatic leadership, profit leadership, and various topics I have been discussing. So I'm sure that it gives you some kind of a deeper understanding, because everybody's life is totally different from each other. You don't find anything which is identical in this whole creation. Everything is unique. That's one of the wonders of the the whole cosmos and the creator's ability to produce things which are unique in its own respect. You can't see two leaves identical in a tree. You can't see two human beings identical. You can't even see two fingers which are identical. So thumb impressions are also dramatically different and so on. So one of the nature's beauty is that everything is created in a unique way. So going forward, I just want to narrate when I finished my diploma course, which I explained to you last time. I went into the Polytechnic with a great reluctance, and then subsequently I realized that if you can't get what you want, and try to make use of what you got. So that is the kind of paradigm shift I learned during that period of time, that everything depends on what way you visualize those opportunities. So we all get buckled down due to various challenges in life. If there is anything which is really stunning at us at some point in time in life, we just buckle and then we give up and then don't take those challenges forward. So it's extremely important to understand that how we are really facing challenges and converting them into opportunities. In fact, one important lesson I learned in my life is that every problem is a seed of equivalent benefit. So this is some placard which I saw during my formative years in an exhibition, and then I brought it and fixed it in my bedroom. And every day morning I used to read this: every problem is a seed of equivalent benefit. So what does that really mean is that every problem that we are encountering in life is really showing us a new path, a new opportunity, and then how we are really looking at that problem, either as a problem and then we try to escape from it, or we see this, what is the opportunity that is lying in this particular seed, basically, meaning that the problem comes in the form of a seed. Either you can throw it away, or you can put it in the ground and pour water, and slowly it germinates and becomes a tree and bears fruit. So it's all depends on how we are looking at a problem with certain perspectives. So please remember this: every problem is a seed of equivalent benefit. So retrospectively looking back into my entire life, every time there was a stumbling block, it converted into a stepping stone the moment I changed my perspective and taken it with a different sportive mentality. So one such example I have already given you. In my school final, I had a big debacle of a very low score, and then I can't get into engineering degree course, and then I had to get into a polytechnic. So looking back, it appears as a problem at particular point in time, but in reality that is what led me to a different path which was less traveled, I must say. As Peter Scott wrote a beautiful book called The Path Less Traveled. That means there are certain paths people don't tend to go, and then when you go in those paths, you will find there is something remarkable unfolds itself. So going forward, I would like to give you a little more deeper understanding what happened when I finished my polytechnic education. It's very interesting to say that I was just 43 kg only weight, and then I was very puny and looking very unhealthy. So I was finding it difficult to even get jobs because I was not a quite well-built personality physically. So although I got the university rank, but I had a problem of a poor self-image, you may call it. If you are very puny and thin and you are not looking very handsome, obviously you generally feel depressed. So I was one of those depressed young boys at that time. So I didn't know how to improve my health, and there was no one to guide me what I need to do. So popping up any kind of a cod liver oil capsule or something like that, it was not really putting on weight for me. So I got stuck for a job, and my elder brothers were working in a structural fabrication company. And then they said, why don't you just come along here and we will recommend and get you a job. So in the year 1969, I joined a structural fabrication company for a salary of 100 rupees, can you imagine? So it was 100 rupees stipend probably, and then it used to have night shift and day shifts, working in a hard environment, which is the fabrication shop. Such of those who have really seen a fabrication shop and worked will understand. It is a kind of a tough place to work for a youngster like me that time. So that's how it went on, and but still I took it very seriously, and then trying to work along with the workmen, hands-on, trying to learn the job right from the beginning. Don't learn, you don't understand. So obviously working everything hands-on is a very important aspect. That's the way I looked at learning as a part of my life. So I was struggling for 6 months, day shift and night shift, going right up to 2:30 in the night, and sleeping in the factory and catching the train in the morning and coming back all the way 25 kilometers in the village trains. I don't know, some of you must have seen. The trains are so sleepy, and then they are very slow, stopped at every station for a pretty long time and so on. So my mother used to give me curd rice, which is dipped in water, and I used to carry that and then eat in the lunch time. So life went on like that for pretty 6 months or so. Just to give you another important anecdotal reference here is, the factory was situated in near a railway track, and the city in which I was living was called Trichirappalli. Now it is called Trichy, a small town. You may call it as a city in the context of district headquarters. And I used to stand near the railway track in the morning while I go to the shift and see a train which is going to Chennai, which is the near largest state capital. That's called a Day Express. And I used to stare at that train, thinking that one day I should go to the state capital and then pursue my higher studies and higher employments and so on. So I used to dream this on a daily basis. I will share with you many such dreams I used to have during my formative years, which have really shaped up my life. So anything that you are mentally obsessive and then you keep on dreaming about it becomes a reality, as Deepak Chopra always used to say. That means you are part of this whole creation, And whenever you are really connected with the whole cosmos, and then you visualize something which is fair and reasonable, this whole universe conspires to make it into a reality. Since you are part of the creator, Deepak Chopra says that you can create anything that you strongly visualize. So that is the way I shaped up my whole life, and one fine morning I figured out a way of taking up my journey in the same train. I was visualizing to Chennai for taking a better employment, which I will explain in the subsequent discussions. So, in this part of the life, what I learned is that don't be obsessed with what you don't have. Don't worry about it, rather, be mentally obsessed that where you really want to reach, and then don't get bogged down by some kind of a stumbling block or a problem that is standing at you, because every problem that is standing at you has got a seed of opportunity, which you will have to have the patience to put it in the ground, and it will germinate and bear fruits someday. So continue to strive in life what you want to create with a positive frame of mind, and then once you aspire for something and work towards it, somehow this whole universe conspires to come and make it a reality. I will share with you several such anecdotes in my life, where from nothing something came up and then the whole life went on. So I'm sure that these anecdotes of my personal life are giving you some kind of an idea how do you lead your life and how do you take charge of your life and then move forward. So I'm sure that we will discuss more and more such anecdotes in the future for your personal development. Thank you very much for patient listening, and look forward to see you in future sessions. God bless you.